Hey, hi, and hello. Welcome back to this here YouTube channel, Temperance Apothecary. If you are new, thank you for joining us. And if you are not, thank you for coming back because my name is Some Truth. I am an artist, astro ho, woo-woo lady, and hoodoo baby. And I am so happy to be here to be reading for the collective energy of the week. We have 5 of Pentacles reversed. I love to see it. I love to see it. Queen of Swords when I cut the deck. We're going to hop right into these messages because I can't lie to y'all. I'm very excited to be back here on YouTube in this way. But if you'd like me to work with your energy personally, you can go ahead and check out temperanceapothecary.com, where I have all of our tarot offerings from general life, love and romance, and career and development to custom creativity readings, and even 1 card and 3 card pulls that you can get written tarot interpretations from in case videos aren't your thing. And that's all over there, or on Instagram, TikTok, all the places at temperanceapothecary.com. We're going to hop into these messages, okay? Okay. So the energy for the week, Spirit. We have the Page of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the 6 of Wands. Do it scared. Do it scared. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Yeah, the Lovers when I cut the deck. Do it even though, first of all, I just heard the Chance the Rapper lyric, my ex looking back like what? Hold on, I gotta look it up. My ex looking back like a pillar of salt. If you know that song, ex looking back like a pillar of salt. Even if you don't, the message remains. You see how this Page of Swords is looking over their shoulder and they're kind of like, oh my gosh, ooh, that 10 of Swords. Like they can still see the place that they were experiencing the 10 of Swords, right? This Knight of Wands, is saying, move right on, life moving, I don't lie. You are deciding this week, if you so choose, because take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Confirmation Burke. Chance the Rapper. Ex looking back like a pillar of salt. Now, even without the lyrics, just for a little context, in the Bible, the Judeo-Abrahamic Bible, there is a story of Abraham being told to leave his land with his wife, Sarah. No, I don't think it was Sarah. Okay, it's on Kanye West's Ultralight Beam. He says, I laugh in my head because I bet that my ex looking back like a pillar of salt. It is not Abraham, by the way. It's Lot. I apologize. But Lot is instructed to leave Sodom and Gomorrah with his wife, and they are instructed to not look back. And they don't know what will happen if they look back, but they are told not to look back as they leave. Lot does not look back. Lot's wife does. She turns into a pillar of salt. I'm not going to get too deep in the weeds of that, but that's what this week looks like. We are in the second half of the year, okay? Okay? Even if you're not watching this at the time it's been posted and recorded, you have clearly entered a new season where Spirit is saying you got to stop looking back. Nothing back there is meant to be with you now. Because if it was, it would be here with you, right? And I'm saying this as someone who personally looks back a lot, okay? I think if anxiety is worries about the future, depression is worries about the past, and I have experienced depression. I have been a depressed person. I would also argue I've been a functionally depressed person. That's neither here nor there. But with that said, this Page of Swords has this look of hesitancy on their face, which you wouldn't expect from someone who is a page, someone who is working their way towards royalty. But like I said, they are still a little raw from their most previous traumatic experience. The 10 of Swords is so traumatic, right? So even though you've elevated to this next level, you still have some tenderness about what you've been through. But the Knight of Wands, you think the Knight of Wands give a damn? The Knight of Wands was like, man, that shit was yesterday. That was then, this is now. That was then, this is now, right? And the fact that the Knight of Wands is bridging the gap between the Page and the 6 of Wands, Spirit is saying you got to stop looking back, because once you do, that's when you'll actually realize how close you are to success, how easily supported and propped up you can be in your success and recognition and victory, and also get you some goddamn giddy up. All right, you're not a page anymore. You can keep acting like it if you want to, but that's only holding you back. That's only keeping you tethered to these past experiences. Yeah, we have temperance. You need to find the middle ground between where you've been and where you're going. We have the Page of Pentacles, funny enough, on the bottom. I'm actually going to pull that out. You have to transmute the hesitancy you feel around what you've experienced into tangible knowledge and know-how. Your traumas, your experiences, and they don't even have to be all that dramatic or traumatic, but the things that you've been through, the experiences that you had are all lessons. That's all valuable information for you to mine, for you to have as a guidebook, right? People say life doesn't come with a handbook, and it doesn't, depending on who you talk to. But your life does. Your life's handbook is your lived experiences, and you taking what needs to come with you from the past, right? Your lessons, and then also applying them, because it's not just enough to know, oh, this came with me, but to say, I'm bringing this with me consciously because. And know, okay, there's still so much more for me to learn. And so I'm going to release the things I do not want to bring with me so I can make space for that. And that is exactly what temperance does. Temperance blends, right? Temperance is trying to find harmony. Temperance is trying to find homeostasis. So this is a week where Spirit is saying balance your mind with material action. Balance your mind with an understanding of your material circumstances. And then that balance, that harmony is what's going to propel you into action. And as you are propelled into action, that's what's going to catalyze you into success, into victory, into recognition, into healing. We have the star on the bottom. This is really beautiful. Oop, oop, oop. I flipped y'all over by accident, so let me not. All right, Spirit, any other messages for the, okay. They say, yeah, you want another message? Spirit, any closing messages for the collective as to what they can expect at this time for the upcoming week? What is the week's energy read? Okay. You have the Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Swords reversed, and the Four of Cups. Yeah, you're dragging ass, friend. You're dragging ass this week, and that's okay. But you have to stop acting like it's anyone's doing outside of yours. Is that too harsh? I'm sorry. It actually wasn't that harsh, but I can understand if that felt a little harsh. But between this Knight of Pentacles, you see how they have the pentacle in their hand. They already have the fucking pentacle. They already have the thing. They already have the abundance. They already have the tool. They already have the access, what have you. Insert whatever they already have. You already have the gift. You have the thing you need to continue forward. And you've made it this fucking far as the Knight of Pentacles. You realize how the Page of Pentacles came out, but then the Knight of Pentacles came out as well. You have gotten on the horse with your gift, right? You're realizing, oh, okay, yeah, I can do something with this. But this Seven of Swords reversed is giving me the impression that, like, you are going to trip if you keep looking back. You're not going to see the shit that's in front of you if you keep looking back. And you're going to keep ignoring the gifts the Spirit is trying to give you in the interim if you keep looking back. Two of Pentacles on the bottom. Yeah, it's typically about work-life balance, but I'm getting the impression that it's more about you balancing the way things used to be with how you want them to be. When you gotta go all out. You have to decide and commit fully to showing up. Yeah, Ten of Swords reversed. In the ways that you would like to show up, and in recognizing that it's not even trouble don't last no always. Spirit, give it to me plain. It's you recognizing the worst is over. The worst is over, and you anticipating or moving slowly or not wanting to make any inroads, because what if something happens again is not actually what's going to prevent bad things from happening. It's not going to prevent harmful things from happening. It's not how that works, right? Yeah, Three of Wands. Instead, Spirit is saying this is the week. Lovers, when I cut the deck, oh, these two flipped out. We got the Emperor has been wanting to show up this whole time. The Emperor and Strength. I'm going to keep that because that's a part of a personal message. But at any rate, Spirit is saying this is the week where you have to see it for yourself. You have to see it for yourself, because if you don't, who will? I'm also hearing Tank and the Bangers do something. And it's basically a poem, spoken word, song, interlude, where Tank is speaking from the perspective of, like, let's just say an older relative, your parent, whomever, talking to you like, hey, You got to do something, baby. Like, you can't just sit here. And that's literally the, hold on, I'm not going to find the lyrics. You go sleep the whole day away. Like, this is not the time for you to tuck tail or to drag ass, all right? Do something. Tank and the Bangers. It's from their Live Vibes album. And of course, because it's live, they don't really have the lyrics for it. But let's see. Do they? Spotify has them. So let's look at Spotify. I don't see the lyrics, so I'm not really sure where they got that from. Either way, Spirit is saying you've got to do something. You've got to move. You've got to get a move on it, all right? And allow yourself to be fully immersed in the vision you have for your future. Don't half-ass it. Don't pussyfoot it. Don't, oh, well, I mean, I'd like for this to happen. Move as if it is happening. Move as if it is already done. Move as if it is resolute. There is no questions, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. What is it? What happens if your bright idea doesn't work out? I don't even let that enter my consciousness. Now, I didn't see Marty Supreme, but that might be relevant for somebody. A24, Timothy Chalamet, NYU. All of those might be signs or synchronicities for you. But any last messages, Spirit? What was that? That's the moon reversed. Go ahead and watch our video from yesterday on July's energy, or this month's energy. Yeah, and then we got the 8 of Pentacles. You know, the best way, the Hermit on the bottom. I want to cut the deck. 2 of Pentacles and then the Knight of Pentacles. The best way to move through sometimes overwhelming emotions is to work. Is to do the work. And it's not just a capitalist, oh, I'm going to work my way, I'm going to grind my way. No. Confidence follows action. You must act first. The 8 of Pentacles is also a card of mastery. So in the areas where you feel unclear or uncertain, you know how you gain some clarity and some certainty? Doing something. 12/22, when I said that. You've got to do something this week. So any last messages, Spirit, for the collective, for this week's energy read? We have the Fool. And then we have the High Priestess on the bottom. I'm actually going to take, what, we're missing the Magician, but I think these two as a pairing are so beautiful. You are being prompted to go on your journey this week. Boldly, creatively, even when and if you are scared, do it anyway. Go anyway. Make the move. Make that move now, baby. Okay? That's the time it is. So what energy can the collective embody as we embrace these new moves this week, Spirit? We got the Page of Cups flew out. Definitely go watch yesterday's message. There's a message in there for you. And we have the High Priestess again when I cut the deck, and then the Page of Pentacles. You are being asked to approach life with a curiosity, a creativity, and an emotional openness. Yeah. High Priestess and the Chariot. Trust your downloads, trust your insights, trust your ancestors, trust your spirit guides, and trust yourself first and foremost. But I'll see y'all later. Make sure you go and check out our website, temperanceapothecary.com, for any personal readings you would like, from general life, love and romance, and career and development, to create custom creativity readings. And I offer, obviously, the 1 and 3 card pulls for our written tarot interpretations. We also have our pre-order available for our latest temperance candles. So all of that information is available there and on our Instagram. Otherwise, I will see you later.